Huh.
Hey Google, turn the lights back on.
Oh, righty
Ay
then.
vey.
Okay, yeah, I'm live.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Oh,
My countdown's still going. That's
lol.
fine.
That's fine. Don't worry.
Hi YouTube.
Hello, YouTube. Welcome to the Chaoticast.
Hello YouTube. I hope all is well. Jesus Christ.
Wait, what other mini games are there for the ROMs?
Let me boot it up again.
No, don't boot it up. It's fine.
Bro.
I was just wondering.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
That's fine. Don't worry.
It's not that hard to fucking boot it up.
I know it's not that hard. I know what I'm gonna do while we're up.
Oh, you're gonna go blow. Actually, I have to convert the realm back to the regular. So
That is
be
true.
that bad.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not gonna get into the. Oh, they haven't updated.
Oh, Freedom Craft?
No, Elite Craft.
Of course not. I'm surprised they're still around, to be quite honest with you.
Me too.
Well, because I distinctly remember, like, I got someone messaging me one day that, like, hey, do you know, did you see that Elite Craft is still a thing? I was just like, what?
Yeah, it is very much still a thing.
So there's Toy Turtle Royale, Sprint Racer, Parkour Academy, Crafty Cannoneers, Cornered, Sumo Smackdown, Sons of Grave Soul,
Mhm.
Temple Topper, Splash Punk, Battle Towers 2, Showdown, Rainforest Rust, Void Chained, Bingo, Crossfire, Trilands, Frostbite Frenzy, Dimension Dash, Random Royale, Super Trainer Mystery, Bomb Buddies, UHC Evolved, Battle Blitz, Pizza Time, Parkour Spiral 3, Beaconators, Dual TNT, Boom Brawl, Leps, Knocked and Loaded, Killstreak, Mummy's Mystery, Runs of Altrak, Parkour Duel, Bridge Blitz, Advancement Hunters, Randomania, and Trident Dome.
Should be fun.
Yes, some of them are like X players only, like one player, two players,
Yeah,
2+ players, stuff like that. So
yeah. Some of them sound fun. We should try some of them sometime.
yeah, at some point.
So you let me know when we're starting.
1 minute.
Yeah, yeah.
Right now, I'm vibing to the beautiful orchestra
Fair.
that is the intro.
Yeah, it's quite nice. You okay there?
Back. I gotta check real quick. Hi,
Are
we're
you
live.
are you okay?
Yeah. I was like gonna go set my headset down gently, and it like slipped out of my hands and fell off the stand. I like looked up just to see I had like 15 seconds left. I like went over, grabbed went to my mini fridge, grabbed it,
Yeah.
grabbed just like a thing of water. Good to go. Good time, folks, and welcome to episode 2 of the Chaoticast. I'm your host, it's Chas, joined by
Hello, it's Gnas. How's it going, everybody?
Mr. Hollywood himself.
Yeah,
Hello.
how's it going, everybody? You're looking fine.
Jesus fucking.
What? Don't you think
You're
the
looking
audience is
fine.
looking fine?
Sure.
You
I
sound so unconvinced.
look, I choose to imagine our audience is always wearing the Good Chaos merch.
Then they're looking really fine.
No, they're wearing the merchandise that you sell.
Then they have very poor taste.
Way to sell your merch store, jackass. Damn.
Kidding. Go get some merch from me at Redbubble.
Uh,
Geek Fuel.
link link in the podcast description
Yes.
below because
Finally.
he actually sent it to me this time.
I forgot.
We only talked about it twice, like several times throughout episode 0 and 1.
Yeah, but I forgot to send it to you.
Clearly,
To be fair, I was not at my place. We did
fair.
drop a new design today, so go take
This
a
is
look.
true. Yeah, this is very true.
Shoot happens for our film buddies out there.
Shoot happens. Did you actually? Did you see
Well,
that? It was an older video. I think it
mhm,
was from like March or whatever.
mhm.
I think it was like Atlas Robots or whatever. It was either Boston or Atlas. One of the two, like the ones that do like the big like robot humanoid things.
Oh yeah.
Released a video of a robot cam op. Like he had like a full on gimbal with I think like a red Komodo on the gimbal, and
Oh
he shot like an
yeah.
entire like car thing
Yeah, I
with
did
with
see that.
the robo cam op. It's like okay,
Yeah, I saw that. I hated it.
yeah, it's that's something that so the group that I like work for, people that I
Mhm.
work for, we are partners with Mocha Lab, the dudes that make the robotic arms, like the bolt, so that have the like the you program it and it will do like the hyper precise movements and shit.
Yeah.
I've actually seen one used in person a little over a year ago. I
Mhm.
went down to New Jersey to go to um, a virtual production showcase. So basically, it was kind of like The Mandalorian, where you had the screens in the background, some
Mhm.
dudes that had Unreal open and were like modifying the lights of the set.
Mhm.
And when they did that, they also had the light, actually like practical lights rigged up to it as well. So if they changed the lights in Unreal Engine, it would actually change the lights
Yeah.
live for the set as well.
Yeah.
And they had Mocha Labs was there, and they had I think they had Bolton Jr. And it was really cool to see like the preview on the background of what the camera could see.
Mhm.
So as the robot was like pushing in with the camera, you could see like the background shifting to
Okay.
like show like what the live render was,
Yeah.
because it would basically like blur everything to save on processing power unless like what was in the camera frame. So as it would push forward, it would kind of like you could see the grid coming up and pan over the set that they had. It was super cool.
Yeah, that sounds
But
super cool.
that like I could see like the uses of that, because you want the very hyper precise movements of all right, let's go back to one and have the same camera shot again and again and again and again.
I
Like
mean,
I
yeah,
get that.
I get that as well.
What are your thoughts on like an actual RoboCam op like what was shown in that video?
I mean, I hate the RoboCam. I don't hate robotic arms or stuff like that because that can work to get the same thing over and over. But if you're gonna make a robot do the cam operations, like that's a little bit way too far.
Yeah.
I
So
I think that's too
I'm
much.
wondering in that regard,
Hmm.
is there so in that aspect where you have a robotic cam op,
Mhm.
Do you still have your first or second AC pulling focus, or would you want, or do, would you like, do you think that is also automated,
That's
like
the
autofocus?
that's the thing I'm not sure. Like I would say it should be not automated, but I'm not sure
Yeah,
how they're gonna do that.
because I genuinely do not think that we will ever see in the industry uh there being cam ops that are like robots, for the sheer
Mhm.
fact of, yes, well, you could be like, oh, well, you could program it to do like what you want it to do.
Mhm.
You're taking out the human element of, all right, this one shot, it, like, you want that eye in a sense of, all right, let me like shift the camera slightly to the left,
Mhm.
because even if you shift that slightly to the left, that might make or break the shot.
Yeah.
So it's, that'll be interesting to see
It's
where
interesting
that
to see
goes.
because it the problem with this is it's still gonna be hard. Like
Oh
I think
yes.
it's I will continue to say like this shouldn't exist. I think there are things that it's okay to experiment with, and I don't blame them for trying to experiment with this. But there's a point where you just gotta stop,
Yeah.
and that's also my big problem with AI in general. Like I get using AI as a tool, like we said on episode 0. Like using AI as a tool, that's fine. I don't mind that. I think that's good. But don't make it do everything for you, you know?
Yeah.
Like having that capacity and machine learning and stuff like we have a lot of movies about why this is not a good idea.
Shouldn't do that. Yeah. So over, I want to say, well over a year ago,
Mhm.
we were talking about as UPB and and I think it I had made the prediction, which ended up coming true,
Mhm.
that Adobe would roll out a system of, you basically tell it what to generate and it will generate a video.
Oh yeah.
And now here we are, well over a year later, and they have the generative fill
Yeah.
thing. So you could just basically say, "Hey, fill in this shot."
Yeah.
I personally think that you shouldn't, if a shot ends 5 seconds earlier than you had wanted it to,
Mhm.
you shouldn't just fill that in with the AI generated stuff.
Yeah,
If
no.
it's too short, you figure something else out with the content that you have.
Exactly. Like there's a lot of ways to do things instead of using that AI. Like, oh, my shot is 5 seconds too short. Well, either you can shoot it again or you can find something else to do about that.
Yeah.
There are a lot of options. You're not out of options. Like, come
The
on.
the biggest thing is technology has limitations, your imagination doesn't. You can
Exactly.
easily find, uh, if you limit yourself to the technology that you have and the technology that you use to shoot the project, you will be able to uh, possibly come out with a product that, while it may not be close to your original vision, it might be better because the you embraced your creativeness
Yes.
and your imagination to get your project to that point. Like, you'll hear people say, you don't need $1,000 camera or a $5,000 camera. You don't need the most expensive camera to make a movie.
Yeah.
Hell, I'm seeing nowadays people are going back to, I bought an old VHS camera at Goodwill. I'm now gonna start recording videos on it,
Yeah, and
and
it's
they
pretty
turn out
cool.
actually halfway decent.
Yeah, like that's the beauty of it. Like, come on, at one point I think it was Kodak or Fuji. They were developing a digital cartridge for Super 8 millimeter cameras.
I think it was Kodak.
And I think it was Kodak. I don't know what happened to that project, but I have two 8 millimeters here at home that I would love to use those on.
Look this up.
Cause damn,
And
that's great. Like I would love to film in an 8 millimeter.
yeah, uh, pretty. Yeah, it was Kodak.
Ah, there we go.
Fuck me. Wait, that might not be it though,
Then,
because it's a Kodak Super 8 camera, but I don't know if it's a digital.
oh, I
It
don't
has
know.
like a digital screen and shit.
Hmm.
It's 5.5 grand though.
Yeah, it must be digital then.
um, but yeah, so like, because even with just like film and stuff like that, even just like photography side of things.
Mhm.
So, uh, so for a lot of them life,
Mhm.
they've said no like detachable like cameras with detachable lenses, like point and shoot only.
Mhm.
And I'll have my phone to take like photos and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But what I'm considering doing is getting like an older film camera
Okay.
and just like while I'm there for the 4 days, taking photos because
Mhm.
it like some of those bands are from like the 70s, 80s, 90s. So I feel like those would be some really cool photos of like the classic kind of like or like grainy
Yeah.
vintage esque photos of this massive venue, this massive concert. I
Yeah.
feel like that would be a very, very interesting thing to experiment with. So I'm considering doing it. Just
That
getting into some film
yeah.
stuff to for that event.
That is a really good idea, I'm not gonna lie. I think
Because
I
I
think
have
you're gonna have a fun time with that one.
oh yeah, because I have a feeling as well. Like a lot of people, like especially because people have been going around like if they're with their point and shoots possibly and stuff like that. But having like it, especially if like is a proper old camera,
Mhm.
I feel like that would be better because people will actually be like, "What the fuck is that thing? It's cool,"
Yeah.
and like ask questions and we can talk about it.
Absolutely.
Make friends. Yay.
But at this point, having a camera like that, like a retro camera, it's just a conversation starter too,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
and that's pretty cool.
So it's going to be a really interesting thing to try out. But I mean, I've been wanting to get into film photography for a while.
Yeah, I know.
Uh, it's expensive. I ain't really expensive because I mean, that's the wonders of working in Rochester is Kodak is a fucking hop, skip, and a jump away.
Yeah.
God. Did I ever tell you of that? Yeah, I did tell you that the one World War II thing that I found.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You told me about that one.
Dude, I'm still so for context for the podcast. A place he used to work at in the small town that I live in was like this. Uh, it it was a cable TV station basically, and I was helping clean out their studio one day, where they were moving locations, and as we were kind of doing like final checks, I had gone into like this back storage closet that they had when it was one of those like rooms that when you enter it, you leave the door open and you close it on the way out. You never close the door when you're inside of the room.
Mhm.
But doing the final checks, I closed the door, and on the ground there was this like big ass metal like 16 millimeter film reel. There was a few empty reels, but there was this like metal can. I popped it open and there was actual like a thing filled with film reel inside of it. I was like, okay, this is weird. So I asked the dude, I was just like, hey, what's the plan to this? He's like, I'll probably just throw it out. And I said, can I keep it? Because like on the metal can was beat to shit, but on it I saw something that said WW2, and I'm like, this might be war memorabilia. This might be some from the war. He's like, hey, you can take it. I don't care. Brought it home. Did like jury rigged up this not necessarily film scanner, but film viewer in a sense.
Hmm.
Just like little light, some like tape and shit like that, and like some use the empty reels. And I kind of like ran a few of the I ran some of the film just like in my little makeshift thing. And sure enough, I'm seeing still images of like soldiers and the Eiffel fucking Tower and all of this stuff. And I'm like, oh my fucking God, this is amazing.
Hmm.
Got it processed at the George Eastman Kodak Museum up in Rochester, New York. $600. Preserving history is worth it.
Yeah.
And it was Axis Powers. It was a German propaganda film from like World War II called Victory in the West, and it was their occupation of like Paris and Western Europe,
Okay.
and it showed off like paratroopers jumping from planes, bombings, artillery. It was a very unique and interesting piece of history found in the middle of nowhere. But that's just having that old film stuff. It's just like super cool.
Absolutely.
It's just like, oh yeah, oh god.
That's
Actually, I
really
had
cool. That like
uh
that whole thing, that whole anecdote is actually really cool. Because I remember when all that happened. Like I remember when you found it first, and then you were like, dude, like I found this shit. What the hell?
yeah, because I think I took some photos of the stills that I had found
Mm,
and sent them to you and a few of my other friends. It was just like, what the fuck?
yeah,
Huh?
yeah, it was really cool. Like you had some really good frames in there.
It's good condition, dude. Like
Yeah,
that was the guys at the museum said as well. They're like, this thing must have been like well preserved. I'm like, it was sitting in the back behind the door of a storage closet for probably longer than I've been alive.
yeah,
I have no idea how it even got there.
it was impressive to say the least.
I still have that. I've been meaning to like find a place to donate it to, but I don't know where.
We need to find you a museum.
But I'm low key kind of have tempted to keep it too because it's just like so fucking cool.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah, it's selfish of me. So did I ever tell you that my local like bookstore? They kind of do like they sell a little bit more just books. They had this so it was a puzzle,
hmm,
and it was like a wooden projector, like a film projector.
okay,
I haven't built it yet because I just haven't had the time to sit down and do it because it's a complex puzzle.
yeah,
It fucking works. It projects film.
no
There are no
way.
batteries. It projects film. It's a fucking hand crank. It has like a hand, like there are like there is some electrical stuff in it, but it's not battery powered. You crank it, and as you crank it, it generates power, and like there's a little light bulb, and it
Hmm.
has this like just like little like cartoon like small little film reel inside of it,
Mm.
and when it cranks. And there's actually a lens too. Like you can focus the fucking lens. And this is a wooden puzzle,
No
by the
way.
way.
Yeah,
You can focus the lens and sit there and crank it, and it will actually like display if the room is dark enough.
that's pretty cool.
I saw that, and I'm like, I picked it up, and I'm like, so I'm seeing it. I'm reading the box. I'm like, there's no way a chance this thing fucking works.
Hmm.
So I buy it. It was $50, and I look up some YouTube videos on it. Sure enough, the videos show the dude's cranking it, and it's actually fucking working. I'm like, oh my god.
Damn.
This is amazing. I need to build that on stream at some point.
Yes, yes, please do, because that looks pretty cool.
Oh God, where the fuck this?
Yeah. Holy crap! I do know the
Oh, that's
one
so
you're
much.
talking about. I saw it. I saw it earlier. This week.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
last week. Yeah, I saw a picture of it. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I did not know
yeah,
it worked.
fucking works. Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it was one of those like, because I'm sat there going like,
Mm,
first off, me being me, I wonder if I can actually like after it's like said and done, if I want to go back down, buy a second one,
hmm.
and then with the second one, I want to hook it up to a battery. Like I want to make it like an actual fucking projector
Yeah,
because then I want to, if I ever get my hands on a 3D printer, I want to 3D print something that I
yeah.
can actually run the World War II film through this wooden projector.
Oh my god.
Just like slowly.
Yeah.
Oh God, I so badly want to do it. I think that'd just be the coolest fucking thing. Oh God. Speaking of coolest fucking things.
Mm,
So I kind of told you about it on Instagram, so an update. So in
okay.
episode 1, I made mention of I was gonna go back to the flea market and see if I could find find the copy of Pokemon Sapphire again.
Yes, yes, you did tell me about this on Instagram. Yes, if I recall correctly, it didn't go well.
Yeah. So so I get there
Mm-hmm.
and I basically beeline straight to the vendor.
Mm,
And he moves spots a little bit. Fine. So I'm looking through his stuff. He don't have it. All right. I'm thinking it's probably just somewhere else. But I see down the few stalls or whatever. There's another vendor. He
mm,
looks like he's got some retro stuff too. So I go over. And he's got like he does have did have a Game Boy Advance and some other stuff, but not Pokemon. All right, whatever. So
okay.
I go back to the first dude,
Mm-hmm.
and he finished up talking to people. I kind of was like, "Hey, so you probably don't remember me, but I was here a few weeks ago. I asked you about the Pokemon Sapphire stuff. Do you still have it?" Goes, "Nope. It got stole last week." I was just like, "Fuck, what?" He goes, "Yep, both copies." It's like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah. It was such a small thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize it." I said, "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, I came back hoping you still had it because I'm trying to get into the games and I want to buy it from a physical, like I want to actually see it before I buy it.
Yeah.
And you were the only person I found that actually had it." He was like, "Oh, yeah, sorry, that's just so hard to come by." I was like, "Yeah." So yeah, both the authentic and the fake got stole from this poor bastard.
Yeah, that
It's like, oh, I'm
sucks.
so sorry, man.
Yeah.
Um, then I got the rest of the shop, so I left there, got the rest of my shopping done. On my way back home, there's this like second time, like there's like the second hand like consignment place or whatever
Mm-hmm.
that I drive past every night on my way home from work. And
Mm-hmm.
one night last week, I noticed, hey, it says Nintendo on their front window.
Mm-hmm.
I think they sell an old Nintendo stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I remember when I was younger going in there when they first opened up, they did have some stuff. So I went in. I walked around for a little bit, didn't find the game section, didn't find the game section. Finally found the game section. First off, holy fuck, they have so much shit. They
Mm-hmm.
had like the original GameCube for sale, Nintendo
Oh, nice.
64 for sale. They had some classic stuff for sale. No Game Boys, surprisingly, but they had some stuff I didn't even recognize.
Mm-hmm.
They actually also had stuff that to like plug those old game consoles into like modern TVs and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, that's fucking slick.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking. There I see not one, but two copies of Pokemon Emerald.
Okay.
And there was also Pokemon Leaf Green there as well.
Yeah,
But Emerald caught my eye.
of course.
So I asked lady because I didn't see price tags on them, which is scary. So I asked the lady, like, "Hey, how much are these games?" I don't know. Let's look. Comes over, opens up the display case,
Hmm.
pulls out the game. The first one, which wasn't like in this little plastic baggie, was $210.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck that.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Fuck that. I was just like, okay, that is a little outside my price range. What's up with the other one? She holds up the baggie and goes, well, it looks like the circuit board like had been repaired on it, like it had been
Yeah.
fixed. It was like refurbished.
Hmm.
But she said that they go through a QC process and it still worked fine.
Hmm.
$180 for a refurbished one.
Yeah.
$180. Fuck that. I didn't even bother asking how much leaf green was.
Yeah, I
Not
was.
even worth it.
Yeah, it was gonna be a lot more.
Which is less. Leaf green isn't as rare as emeralds.
Yeah, that is true.
I think online I was like anywhere so I think it was like 130 was the price range I saw for leaf green.
Yeah, it's still rare, but not as rare.
I can't believe I found two copies of emerald. It was like 100 to what the fuck? What the
Yeah.
fuck? And that's when you and I had the conversation of you just going, just buy a fucking emulator. I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, because the thing there is, what I recommended was buy an emulation console, not just
Yeah.
emulate the thing
Yeah.
on your phone or your PC. No, like buy an emulation console. I bought one a little bit ago. Sorry, I want to say like almost like 10 months ago or something like that. Um, and it's a blessing because you have all the games in there.
Yeah.
Uh, Besides, I got the one I got, which I'm thinking you got the same one.
The
Uh,
Mayubi or
the
whatever the fuck it was
yeah,
called.
the
Hold on.
Miu Mini.
I think so. Let me pull it in Amazon real quick. It should be delivered tomorrow, so yay.
Well, what I bought it from a friend of mine who bought them and he worked on them to get a little bit better performance out of the
Yeah,
out of the
Mayu
console.
Mini Plus.
Yeah, Mayo Mini Plus, that's the one. So I got it, and it comes with a custom operating system, which is not the one that it comes on with. I'm gonna ask my buddy how to install the new OS so that you can have it
Mhm.
as well.
Yay.
And you can basically, as long as you get the ROMs, you're able to put them on and game. And the thing with that is, this one specifically, in the way that I have it, it runs up to some PS1 games, and
Mhm.
it has a category in it that's called ports, which has some experimental games for this console specifically. Like it has Doom scrollers, or um, it even has a version of Mario 64.
Oh Lord.
It plays. It has some issues because you don't have all the regular buttons you would have on an N64 controller,
Yeah.
but it actually runs quite decently. The only thing I find weird playing in this thing is trying to play Nintendo DS games.
I haven't. Yeah. It's one of like legitimately, I paid $50 just to play fucking Pokemon.
And
I
that's
don't
fine.
care at this point.
Yeah, and that's fine. And the thing is, you're gonna be able to play every Pokemon game,
Yeah.
at least
So
all the way up to NDS.
like I said, I want to start with like the 2D, like the good old classic stuff.
Well, now you're gonna be
So
able to start with blue or
yeah, so
red.
start with the ones, yeah, start with like the originals.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, fuck, dude, the prices of this stuff's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know.
But I mean, it is what it is in a sense. It's just like, oh my god.
It's at this point where I think like, damn, there's a lot of things I used to have. I should have never gotten rid of them.
I know.
Like we were talking earlier on our Twitch stream. We're talking
iPods,
about
yeah.
iPods. I've been wanting to find an iPod, like a crazy man, and I actually found one not too long ago. It was an iPod Nano. I think it was like seventh generation.
Mhm.
Um, I bought it at thrift store. It was like $20. Uh, and it doesn't work.
Oh no.
Like it will turn on. It has a problem with the port where the cable won't go fully in, and the battery doesn't work. So it only works when it's plugged in, and it already has some music in it because somebody owned it.
Yeah.
And the problem is, well, I don't really like most of the music that is in there, but I tried to plug it into my computer and it won't read it
Oh,
because of the cable, because the port is not fully there.
yeah.
And also, there's another one. I got another one that my lovely Dopa gave to me. It was an old iPod of her, and another iPod Nano, but I think this one's like third generation, but the screen doesn't work. So I cannot
Mm,
see what's in there.
yeah.
And I cannot, for some reason, it doesn't read on the computer.
Huh.
So yeah, but I mean, the thing about that is the reason I started to get into trying to get an iPod again, I came across a video of somebody grabbing a fifth generation iPod, the one that could have the photos on it, the first one that had photos in it, and they modify it. They modded it and they added a bigger storage. They actually changed the hard drive in it to an SD card, a micro SD card reader, and it went from it has four slots for memory, and it went from being a 128 gigabyte or a 64 gigabyte iPod to a 1 terabyte iPod.
Jesus fuck.
Yeah, and I was like, I want to do that shit. I have no idea how to do that shit, but I
Yeah.
want to do that shit. But
I miss my old iPod.
like I want an iPod because I love the audio quality that iPods had. It was really amazing. Far superior to listening to music on Spotify.
Well, yeah, so you're not streaming it, so everything's just downloaded right to your thing.
Exactly, and honestly, like the iPod has way better quality in regards to sound. There's like more of a fidelity, and you can also like if you don't mind like having less space on it, you can instead of using MP3s, you can use FLACs, and those are lossless formats. It sounds just like the
Mm,
physical thing, and honestly, that's really cool. Like I remember
yeah.
having FLACs in my iPod, and it was just beautiful. Just the depth of the sound, it was amazing.
I had growing up,
Hmm.
it was an iPod Touch,
Okay.
and I fucking loved that thing to death.
Yeah.
And it's the first time I ever played Minecraft was actually on that Minecraft Pocket, like the old school Pocket Edition where you had like the
Yeah.
limited world.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like you spawn in one biome, that it was it.
Yeah.
Um,
Holy crap.
and yeah, just like listening to music and stuff like that on it, all that kind of fun shit. And it was one winter we had like a really bad snowstorm. I was on the way home from school, to take the bus home,
Mm.
and the plows had come through, and like, but the sidewalk guys hadn't. So
No.
the drifts, right, like at the crosswalks were massive. Of
Yeah.
course, I was like 5,
Yeah.
just as tall as I was. So I'm crawling over the drift, and it slid out of my pocket. I didn't realize it till
Oh
because we
no.
were busy over the weekend, and it was like Monday. I realized it was gone. It was like Sunday night, I think it was. I was like, no, yeah, lost it. It's
Yeah.
first piece of technology I've ever lost. I was
Damn,
just like,
that's horrible.
no,
That's terrible.
yeah. That was actually also my first ever Apple device, and I've hated him ever since. I'm kidding.
I mean, it's no secret that I'm not a fan of Apple products in general. But
The
the
old school
iPod,
stuff is all
yeah,
right.
the old iPod, like the very first ones, those were legit.
Fucking, I remember when go like we were that studio I was cleaning out.
Mm.
They had, I think it was like a second gen iMac.
Oh my God.
So it was like it was like a square screen, but it was like on this really thin base, or like
Mm.
this thin like stand, and then the PC was built into this like round base thing,
Okay.
and the mouse was literally like one click. That was it. There was no right click. There was nothing. There was just
Yeah.
one big button. It was a ball mouse. The thing still fucking worked, dude.
Nice.
I plugged it in. I pressed the power button and just like damn, like the old startup sound.
Yeah.
Well, the startup sound for Macs, which has not changed
No, it hasn't.
at all.
And that's beautiful because I need to get this one fixed, but on my desk, sitting right here, it doesn't turn on, but I have like a 2012 iMac right here.
A
It doesn't work.
nice.
It had been in
Yeah.
storage. For it this was my dad's. It was in storage for quite a while. It has seen better days. Like it has a couple of issues with the screen already, that I can see, and I'm fairly certain that what it needs is a new PSU, a new power supply unit.
Mm,
That might be what it needs because when I brought it here and I connected it, it worked, it turned
yeah,
on, but the second I shut it down, it never turned back on again.
bro,
So it worked
bro.
for all of 2 hours.
Nice.
I mean,
Jesus
it's
Christ, man.
it's fine. Honestly, it's fine. I will get it
That's
fixed at one
calculated.
point. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
get it. I get it fixed up at one point or another. I don't know when that's gonna be, but I'll fix it. Because honestly, like this was a really good computer. I used to edit a lot
Yeah.
in this MacBook. I mean, in this iMac. I used to do a lot of my earlier edits in here. Like some of my first editing jobs were done in this.
As much as I don't want to, I am considering getting like, well, I need to instead. I should get like a dock, so I could just, because I have my MacBook, I can just like drop my MacBook on my desk
Yeah,
and then just use that, and then like my monitors to edit on,
yeah,
instead of make my poor computer try and edit, because this is not a rendering machine at
yeah.
all.
Yeah, my old computer is also like it can still render, but it'll take a
Yeah.
toll, and I do eventually want to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
But well, first I need to get out of debt,
Yeah.
and for that I need to be able to render. It's a goddamn vicious cycle.
So, yeah, it's a circle of suffering.
It is the circle of suffering.
Fuck.
Yeah, but hopefully, seems like I'm might be back into the carpentry job on Wednesday. Uh,
Hey.
Wednesday or Thursday. So hopefully, let's hope for that. There might be a project. I did get a new project over the weekend that I'm gonna do. It's a carpentry project. I need to make a quote, and I've
Okay.
been working on that today. And if they
Nice.
approve it, I'm gonna be helping out a little uh, cinema down here in Mexico.
Hey, fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. If it works, it's gonna be cool.
Sweet. Good luck,
Yeah,
man.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
You
But
better
yeah.
not be leaving me on this to do this podcast by myself.
Oh no 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 no! This is a tiny project. Like they're asking for me to make a little barrier. These guys made this cinema slash cafe in the city, and it's quite cool. But they do
Ooh.
have like they have these seats that are three different heights um,
Hmm.
to make three rows, and they have some tables that are for the taller seats, and the other two rows of seats they get these like wooden cubes as tables. But first off, they're tiny, like they're 30 centimeters by 30 centimeters, which I'm not sure how many inches that is. But it's really they're like you can't put your drink and your food in the same place.
Oh.
So they're tiny and they're from IKEA and they're really fragile and they have been breaking. So they were like, dude, we know you do carpentry. You have always helped us. So please give us a quote on how much would it take to make these cubes, like six of them, but make them a little bit bigger. Like instead of
Yeah,
30 by
scale
30,
it up. Yeah.
make them 50 by 50, so that you can actually have your stuff in there.
Yeah.
And the same cubes, and they got this very nice projector. It's a Hisense projector that they put on the front of the cinema, right next to the screen, because it shoots up in a really nice angle. Uh, but they have had events like I think this past weekend they did a showcase of short films. Like you could
Hmm.
submit your short film and it will be projected there. I know the weekend before that because it was uh, a Friday the 13th. I was there. We were there, and they made a slasher movie trivia back on
I
May the
remember you
4th.
talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah, back on May the 4th, I participated on I hosted the Star Wars trivia there.
Yeah, since I was talking about last episode.
Yeah, exactly. So it's these guys. So they noticed that it's very easy to bump the projector
Hmm.
or to kind of damage it a little bit unintentionally by accident. So they wanted me to build a little uh, barrier for it as well. So I'm also designing that so that
Nice.
it will cover part of the projector also on top. But I need to figure out like I'm doing my research on the projector so that I can have breathing holes for it.
I was gonna say you want to make sure that you don't restrict airflow at all to it.
So what I'm designing is basically three walls and they're not like in a 90-degree angle. So you have one wall, then the other two walls that connect to it are gonna be at a 45-degree angle, basically doing like a V shape with a
Hmm.
thing in the middle.
Yeah.
Uh, and I'm planning to put like a lid on it that doesn't cover where the projector shoots out, but also having breathing for like it's gonna be open on
Yeah.
the front of it. It's just so that the part that faces the audience is not like
Yeah.
exposed to the projector.
What I would recommend is
Hmm.
in the walls of it, see if you can do slits or
Yeah.
or uh, you could like cut a hole and then
Yeah,
just do like your typical like like how like commercial grade like vent
yeah,
in it, and then you paint all one color. So that way, it's you're keeping the structural rigidity of it, and you're allowing for much more breathing
yes.
room.
So what I was thinking was instead of slits, I'm gonna do like little holes,
Okay.
like a grid of like maybe I want to say like 35 little holes in a pattern. So on each side of the projector, so that it goes like the whole projector can breathe, to say it.
Yeah. So the pattern for your holes.
Hmm.
Here's a possible, just like create a little creative idea. If
Go
it's
for it.
possible with the machines that you have, see if you
Might
can
be.
mimic their logo with
Yeah,
holes.
I was actually thinking about
Yeah.
doing that. I was actually thinking about doing that, just like the basic of their logo, so that um, both it can be practical for it to breathe,
Yeah,
and
and
it
then still
looks
look good.
cool. But yeah, that was actually part of the plan.
Nice.
Yeah.
If you want to be even like more stylish about it,
Hmm.
get some like really dim lights that you could like spot to the holes,
Yeah.
so that way it's the holes are backlit as well.
That would be cool. That would be cool. But then again, this is a film room, so I don't know, like, if you
Yeah, that's
really
why I
want
say
light.
like if it's possible. But yeah,
Yeah, I would need
even
to
if it's like
see about
super
that.
dim.
Yeah.
Um, Speaking of film,
Hmm.
so we're I have something I'd like to ask you.
Ask away.
Um, and I feel like this would be probably the last thing for this episode,
Okay.
maybe.
Okay. Okay. I'm hearing you.
So if you had, so if LSC Entertainment
Hmm.
came up to you and said, you have $10 million budget,
Oh boy.
what kind of show slash movie would you make?
If I had a $10 million budget,
Yes.
that's not
And
a.
for
Yeah.
Go
That's
ahead.
that's not a very big budget.
All right. Let's
No,
bump it
no,
up
no, no, no. That's
to
fine. That's fine. No, leave it at 10. Leave it at 10.
yeah. So we'll start with
That's
the
a
$10 million
that's yeah.
budget right
That's
now.
a $10 million is a good challenge. So
Especially since that's probably what the LOC Entertainment would be able to like fucking kidding.
eh, okay. So what I would do would be I would take the concept of one show that I already had that we were
Mhm.
working on, but we had to postpone. I would take Project Oto
Okay.
and do it in a set.
Like an actual
I would
so
make
okay, so you
a
would
little
do
set for it.
actual production. Okay.
Yeah, an actual production because I still see the potential of that show happening, and it's something I really want to do. We just haven't had the possibility to do it just yet. It's kind of hard to do. Like the concept itself is a little bit hard to make, but uh, having that project out and with that budget, I think would help uh, at least make sure we make one season of it.
Yeah. I feel like honestly and truly
Hmm.
a $10 million budget for Otto
Might be overkill.
is overkill.
I mean, but
Except
then
because
again, it's
a
for
lot
the whole season.
well, here's the thing though. For the whole season, all right. So gear wise, it's not a lot of gear.
No, well,
It's
kinda. Because we're
Eh,
talking a debate show where we have an open camera on everybody now, an open camera on the host, and four close-up cameras at the least.
yeah, but you're not going to need anything like an Alexa 35.
No, no, of course not, of course not. But
You can get away with doing that with with an FX6.
oh, absolutely.
Easy
You
enough.
don't we don't have to shoot in 4K even.
I would.
Yeah,
Dude, $10 million budget?
yeah,
Fucking
fuck it.
yes.
Yeah, we're shooting in 6K
We're
even.
sh- we're shooting in we're maxing out the resolution of that camera. So
Yeah.
we're talking five. Because here's the thing. I would say here's what I would envision. If we were to like from scratch build a set,
Yeah.
I would give set deck. I think they could get it done in depending on the set. I think they can get it done in 3 full days. 3 full 10-hour days. I think they could get it done
I would give them
depending on what it.
yeah, I would give them a week. Probably not the week, but like 5 days,
Okay.
just to make it to make sure that everything's nice, things light up because it would be cool to have integrated lights into the set or stuff like
Yeah.
that. Make it look more gamery because at the end of the day, that's where it comes from. It's supposed to be a gaming debate show.
So give set five. So give set locations 5 weeks to prep. I would say for G and E,
Hmm.
they would need. I'd say 2 days to like rig out everything extra,
Yeah, probably.
like your trusses, your bigger lights,
Hmm.
like your keys and stuff like that for the talent.
Hmm.
Backlights possibly, and then like you said, integrating it with the on-set lights that are already there.
Yeah, but still having your spotlights and your fields and stuff like that.
You could probably film. Well, okay. How long is the season in your mind?
Season, well, we had
How many
planned. I
episodes?
think we had plans for about 18 episodes or something like that originally.
Yep, okay, for one season, yeah. So 18 episodes. So I would say so 5 days. I still think like if you get like a big enough of a team, like a decent sized team, here's my thought.
Mhm.
3 days for set to get everything like set up,
Mhm.
rigged and shit.
Mhm.
2 days for G&E prep.
Mhm.
5 days for principal photography.
Mhm.
Shoot everything. And then 5 days to like wrap out.
Well, the thing is, I don't think we would do the whole thing in 5 days.
The whole season in 5 days.
Here's the thing: the season is hard. It's 18 episodes, and some of the members of the cast are recurring, and they're talking very different topics over and over. So I wouldn't give them I wouldn't do that like the whole thing in 5 days. I would do a couple of episodes per day. Yes, maybe. Yeah, I think 2 episodes per day. That gives us 9 days instead of 5.
Okay, so you're saying that you would rather have like an actual like we would have our own studio where the set is permanently like a
Yeah, well,
permanent fixture.
that would be ideal. But if that's not the case, like getting a place that we can rent for I don't know for like 3 weeks, that gives us a good place. And with a 10 million budget, we can easily do that, and
Oh
also
yeah,
pay
easy.
recurring
Oh yeah.
cast members and uh, visitors. Like we could pay a good amount of money, like probably like a couple $1,000 for every special guest or something like that.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah. All right. So people listening to this are probably sitting there going, "What the fuck is auto?" Can I
Okay,
ask? This is your brainchild. Go ahead.
Okay, so Auto is a show I developed that we haven't been able to produce just yet. We did produce a pilot, but we had a lot of technical issues, and so it kind of got scrapped.
We have the behind the scenes video
Yeah,
that
we have.
that we have to finish. I have to edit still.
Yeah,
Uh, that'll be a Patreon exclusive.
yeah,
Sorry.
but we did shoot the pilot episode. I want to say like
Last year.
yeah, like a year ago or something like that.
Son.
And since then, it has gone back to the drawing board. It has been on the back burner for a bit, more than being like actively being developed. It has been the back burner for a while.
God, it's been over a
Eventually,
year.
yeah, eventually, I do want to make it. This whole thing is supposed to be a debate show about topics in gaming, and we're bringing in gamers to talk about them. So it's very like we are gonna have some recurring people around. For example, Chase. For example, Justin, PB. But we also want to have other people that we know have relevant opinions about what we're talking about, and we want to talk about topics like the death of physical media, or I don't know,
Yeah.
like for
We
Twitch streamers, like why do people use VTubers, and what are the advantages versus the disadvantages of them?
was gonna say we have a list somewhere. Where the fuck did it go?
Well, yeah, but I don't. We have a list. I have it somewhere around here in my computer, but I don't wanna take out all of the
Spoil it. Yeah.
topics. Yeah.
I just
So
wanted to see what the fucking list was because I didn't even remember.
it should be in a Google Doc somewhere in
It's I
the.
I tried looking for. I can't find it. Yeah,
It
I
should
can't
be
be
on the
asked.
Discord, on our Discord,
Which what? We have several discords,
on
motherfucker.
on the LOCE Discord.
Lockies, maybe
Yeah.
announce.
But yeah,
Oh, here we go.
there you are.
Okay, I found it. Yeah.
So how many episodes do we have in there?
We had Jesus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20. We had 20 episodes with full, like, we had 20 episodes, full rosters planned.
Yep.
Um,
Which
some
when
are
we
already
start.
kind of going in pre-pro.
Yeah, so some like we're gonna have to go back to the drawing board for that one,
Yeah.
for a few of those. But yeah, like we were doing it through Discord. We tried software to try to get every webcam being recorded, but it ended up
Say, I think,
providing like really shitty quality.
yeah.
So we
I'll say,
ended
I
up
mean,
not
it
doing it.
worked decent.
It worked
So,
decently, but the quality was not good.
yeah. So it since I will mind if I spoil what episode one
Yeah,
was the pilot was going to be.
yeah, go for it.
So the pilot featured myself, Justin, PB, and a good friend of ours, Dave Levels Up, from the Galactic Chaos SMP, along with whatever else he does. He's doing a lot of GTA RP right now.
Hmm.
Uh, the topic for this specific episode was achievements. Do they enhance the gaming experience?
Oh yeah, I
And
remember that.
while there was a lot of chaos in that episode, there was also a lot of like really good discussion. Like I think recorded for like actual like the episode itself would have been about an
About an hour.
hour long.
It was about an hour. Well, more like 45 minutes. And the thing with this is it's a structured debate. So I was being the host, and everybody could talk, but they had to pretty much raise their hand. They had to buzz in, and the second they buzzed in, with their initial opening arguments, timers started counting down. They had a very specific time for talking about their stuff, and then there was another round for replies, where people could confront each other about things, and then there's a third round where it's closing arguments and seeing if somebody like had a revelation about something.
Mhm.
Like I do believe at that point, I do believe Dave ended up changing a little bit of his mind on the
I
matter.
think so.
I
I think
think
both
so.
him and I did.
Yeah, I think you guys both kind of changed your minds a little bit about what we're talking about. Uh, because you guys started with the argument like, no, like achievements are useless or something like that. And you guys ended up going like, well, okay, I guess it does make sense to have some
Yeah.
achievements. So that's the whole point of the show, like be able to put on different perspectives, debate it among each other, discuss it, and see if somebody changed their mind and what they think about it.
Hmm.
And it ended up nicely. Like I think it went well. It's just that the technical side of things was not great.
Time, right? That's the biggest thing right now. Is the technical stuff could easily be fixed. I mean, the simplest thing, simply put, is just
Yeah,
recording. Fucking everyone records their own things, and then just sends them to the editor.
yeah,
But what really ended up kicking us in the ass for this production was the fact of
the time.
we just fucking ran out of time.
Yeah,
Like,
time constraints. Time's a bitch because you don't only have to see about this like, oh, we're just gonna go in there and talk. Like if you're gonna be in
it's a
this
lot of
show, you
fucking
gotta do your
structure.
research. You have to know what you're talking about. Like you can't go into the show saying, oh yeah, physical media sucks, but you don't know what a CD is. Like you gotta do your
Yeah.
research about it.
Because actually, let me see if I can pull up the. Because I think I wasn't even slotted in for that episode because I just because of my age.
Yeah, I think so.
Uh, physical.
Well,
Yeah, I
not
was
really. You were on that one because
no, not in the my latest list. It was
no
Justin,
no,
Dave, and Barrett.
yeah, at the very beginning you were not slated for that one, but at the
I
end
think
of the day you came in
oh,
uh
to be that young guy experience. If I
exactly because we needed to have a little bit of a different age gap, and in here we do talk about a little bit of an age gap because it's different. The experience of achievements is very different for modern generations than it is
versus
for
classics, yeah.
people who played on the N64 where we didn't have achievements. So,
But even that, like your achievements then were harder to get, whereas now half the time it's a
ah,
fucking meme.
exactly. So yeah, like that kind of stuff is really interesting to have both perspectives on. So that's why we ended up like going with you for
Yeah.
that one specifically. Plus, like we're both the producers of this shit, so even though it was my brain child, it
Yeah.
it is very much
I
a
think I was gonna be the
producer.
editor for that project.
Yeah, I think
Like at this
I wanted to be the editor for the first episode, but then
yeah.
we both
At
realized
this
that the quality wasn't good,
yeah.
like the visual quality of it.
I I love how I love how for the longest time for anything LOC entertainment related, it's like for pretty much every single project, somewhere there's just gonna be producer Chase. What did
I mean,
Chase do? What didn't he do?
yeah, I mean you are the backbone of the
Nuxie.
LOC.
No, I'm not. Don't
Yeah,
fucking say that. Jesus Christ, you
you
guys
are the backbone of the LOC at the moment.
no,
You're
because
dude,
I
you're the one
no.
running the channels.
Yeah, and your point. You guys give me the content.
Yeah,
You
but
guys
you're the
do
guy.
what
You're the
you
one
guys.
who edits. You're the one who does all the things.
Yeah, so it's just that that's just like yeah, just it has to be done. I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, yeah, but still.
You, the thing is, it's you guys. You guys are the main people, which is why I want to do the series focusing on you guys.
I mean, the thing is, you are part of it too. You're the like you're the one who puts us together.
You can't say that because there's a whole VOD where you guys did shit
I,
without me.
no, I know that, but like, dude, the yellow sea exists because you said, "Oh, let's call this guy" when you were playing with Justin.
That's yeah.
So the whole
Well,
reason the yellow sea exists is because of
yeah.
you.
Well, Justin said he wanted to invite another person. I was just like, that's just technically Justin was the one who started it.
Still, but you were the one who did it, so
Called you, yeah. It's just
yeah,
like, hey, actually, we should we should talk about that briefly at the just to wrap things out. Is like how the fuck? Because people are in the second episode. People are somewhere wondering who the like what the hell the LOC even is. League of Chaos.
yeah.
So
Okay, so
should I go
yeah,
from the very beginning?
sure, go for it.
All right, running it back in August of 2021. I had recently graduated high school a few months prior. Yeah, high school. I'm that fucking young. And Justin and I were doing what we normally do. So we played video games. So him and I have been playing video games together ever since I was a young kid. Like Terraria, Minecraft, some Borderlands, what have it. We played games. We were going through Sea of Thieves, and one night, because we recorded it, we weren't streaming, we weren't doing YouTube or anything, we were just recording for the sake of
Mm.
one night he goes, we should invite a third person into this. And I was just like, Kanaz, because by this point in time, we had done like some stuff before. Kanaz had met Justin through just like a Minecraft SMP that we had did a year prior,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just like, hey, what about Kanaz? He plays Sea of Thieves, and I know he's done some stuff on it. Let's shoot him a thing. I shot Kanaz a message, and I can't remember like how you reacted to like, hey, do you want to play Sea of Thieves with my brother and I? Like we're just recording it because I remember you were like, hey, can I stream it? We're like, that's fine.
Yeah, because at the
So
moment
how?
I was
Yeah,
already I streamed with another group of people, but they were like falling off, and we hadn't like really played together, like the whole of us together in a while. So I was like, well, might as well like
yeah,
diversify and start uh, playing with more people. And so those guys like ended up following. I think like some of them haven't streamed in years now.
Jesus.
And I did like I think I took like a few months off, like a couple of months off, and then I came back, and that's
Yeah,
when you were hitting me. Like it coincided, and you were like, "Hey, like my brother Justin and I want to do this, and would you like to play?" And I was like, "Well, if you're okay that I stream it." Because this is like the game I stream the most, like because I used to play a lot of Sea of Thieves. Um, and so you guys were like, yeah, that's perfectly fine, go for it. All like just all around being cool about it.
that video
And
is still live on both of our YouTube channels. You have yours and ours.
yeah, exactly. And I was like, well, yeah, like most of what I've done with you guys have been Minecraft, but like, why not? Let's do some Sea of
Yeah,
Thieves.
fucking run it. Yeah.
Yeah, let's run it and see what happens. And it was just like so much fucking fun.
Oh yeah.
And the rest is actually like the rest is history because from there, like everything was just
Expanded. Yeah.
Yeah. It was just so chaotic and so cool. It was really fucking
Yep.
funny.
So yeah, we started playing Sea of Thieves on both Kanaz's channel and my channel. It's Chas.
Mhm.
Again, links in the description below. You can actually find the original Sea of Thieves video we first playing
Mhm.
together, and right off the bat, like uh, I got blamed. I think pretty much instantly. You shot yourself over the island by a fucking
Oh yeah.
half a mile. It was just right off the bat. It was pure insanity and chaos. I remember so the first official like gathering was I think like September 1st of 2021.
I
It was
think
like
so, yeah.
either the first or the third. It was like really early on in September.
Mhm.
We got together for the first official thing, and we played Sea of Thieves for quite a bit of streams. Then we decided to change games real quick for a little bit. We went to Raft,
Oh yeah.
and so meanwhile, Kanaz is part of an SMP called the Mindtopia SMP, which at this point in time,
It was about to
the
die.
it was about to die, but the leadership was kind of dropping. And I had dipped my toe into Mindtopia a little bit, but
Yeah.
not my cup of tea. Uh, the leadership was kind of dying off, and the leadership position actually got put on to PB.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's the first mention of PB in the story of the LFC. So the leadership position kind of got dropped to PB, and really a lot of the creators on there were kind of just dropping off and not streaming. One of
Mhm.
them did actually like break off, but he is now like a really big name. Well,
Yeah.
he does he does Twitch full time
Yep.
level of he got big.
He
Uh
got really big.
and yeah, so I remember we were playing Raft and PB was in your chat. She joined your chat a few times. She knew you,
Yeah.
seeing what you were doing, stuff like that. And she shot you a message on Discord.
Mhm.
Was, hey, actually, no, I think it was actually in stream she asked this.
Mhm.
I can't remember. When she's like, hey, those two guys that you're playing with seem super cool. I'm doing a SMP for my friends. You
Yeah.
can record on it, you can stream on it, what have you. Do you guys want to, like, do the three of you want to join? We're like, fuck yeah, let's go, Minecraft SMP. And that was where we coined, it was the Spare SMP,
Mhm.
season one. And that is where we coined the term the -3
That
because
is correct. Yeah, because we made a compound.
the compound, yep, -3 compound. The reason why we coined the term -3, and that was actually our brand for a few months before League of Chaos, was because when we're together, we have -3 brain cells.
Yeah, pretty much.
That was kind of the running logic. We were complete and total dipshits. We still
Yep.
are,
Yep.
but
Oh yeah,
we were complete and total dipshits.
yeah, that was the start of it. That's how we
Yep.
got the we started when we got that beautiful compound in the icebergs on that first
Uh-huh.
season. And
Fucking love that
then
base.
yeah. And then at one point in time the um what should we call we had a new season afterwards. Uh
Season 2, yeah.
because we started breaking the server with our
Yes.
overload of animals.
The chickens. That was the first ever. What did we call it? The mobseum. That was the first ever mobseum that we had. Season one.
We had
Fountain of
fountain of
chickens. The
chickens.
chicken problems. So there was a few people on season one that they came and went. I miss some of them dearly. I miss Dippy a
Same.
lot.
Oh yeah.
Glee as well.
Yeah.
But so during season one, it was, I think it was either you or Justin.
Mhm.
I think it was Justin put like chickens because we were like running short on livestock early on.
Mhm.
He put chickens in our rooms and like for shits and giggles have made a competition of who can breed more chickens.
Oh yeah.
It was yeah, because and then you and I just started going absolutely haywire with it, and the base just got more and more flooded. Then I secretly made a redstone like a chicken machine that just fucking fired out eggs like constantly.
Yep.
It got so bad that we legitimately had to call the chickens freaking ass to log on to the server one day,
Yep.
and literally everybody like you could be like outside, you could be anywhere else in the map and be like 60 frames a second. You came anywhere near our base and looked in the general direction, you would drop to like 15.
Yep.
Just that's just like that was in general for everybody, even me and my beefier machine, just
Yep.
15. Just tank the frame rate so hard.
It became
And
insane.
I remember when I was showing Dippy around. She comes in. She's just like, I can't move. And I'm like, let me kill some chickens. Like, how many do you have? I was like, yes,
Mhm.
yes, we have all of the chickens.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, so we wrapped out season one. We moved on to some other games, and PB was still like kind of active in the community. And we one day we decided, hey, we're or she invited us back for season two. We played through season two,
Mhm.
and not many people came back for season two. It was just the four of us. I
Think
think
yeah.
Glee did a little bit.
Glittered a little bit. I do
I think it
believe
was just
Deep
us.
DP was there for a couple of days as well.
Not season two.
Not season two?
Not season two.
Oh well. Well,
I think it
yeah,
was
it
just
was.
the four or five of us.
Yeah,
Uh,
the people started dropping out a little bit, and little by little.
we're
Yeah.
I, I have half a mind to think that we're like a fucking curse to some people. Cause like, how many people have we collabed with? Like, I mean, nowadays it's the number has gotten a little bit less, but we could like we've collaborated with a fair amount of people, and they just don't fucking make content anymore.
Yeah.
So like, uh, y'all, if you're listening to this podcast, we're sorry that we've somehow inadvertently made you stop making content. Don't know how, but sorry. Uh, yeah. So I think it was season two was when we were like, "You're with us now," and we kind of just like
Yeah.
invitold PB. Eh, like we were kind of like, "Hey, do you want to be part of the group like officially?" And she's just like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
At that point, we had already kind of like unofficially made her an official part of the group.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that's also when we kind of coined the term League of Chaos. We did actually try and go for like a rebrand at one point. I think it was 2020, but
I,
we're like, nah, let's go back to like Chaos.
yeah. Then
Um,
we had season three, and we did the pirate thing.
season three, yep. And
Uh,
then through all that, we had Galactic Chaos as well, seasons one, two, well,
all of them.
the pre-log seasons of one, two. I think three. We did three unofficial seasons of
Yeah.
Galactic Chaos before we actually opened it up as a proper SMP.
Yeah. And that didn't last long too either. So
Season like the first like season one kind of did.
kinda, but
I got fucking like after what happened with my base, I got really
yeah.
just.
Oh yeah,
I still
because
remember
your
that
base got corrupted, and we all pulled through to build you a base.
in fucking 24 hours. So yeah.
Yeah.
So in season one, the proper season one of Galactic Chaos, we call it season four because we've been doing it. We're old. We've been doing it for a long ass time.
Hmm.
My one of the mods, because I'd been constantly updating the pack. One of the mods had fucking glitched out, and there was one blocking my base that made it so if anyone ever went towards my base, they'd fucking crash.
Yeah, the whole server
They
would
just they
die.
the whole server would die. So I went into the files, and after literal weeks upon weeks of digging, I was able to just straight up erase my base, like chunk reset my like quadrant,
Hmm.
and I had at that point in time half of mine just like quit entirely and just like run support, like run as a supportive role for the entire thing. But I was just like, yeah, I was done with the thing, and one night, and I wasn't playing for a while, for a few nights,
So
and I
he,
remember,
so
go
you
ahead,
you went away
yeah,
for a few days, for a couple of days, completely disappeared because you were bummed out.
I think I was just
And
fucking busy.
yeah, and we were like, dude, like it's not fair. Like he had to reset it, and he's always been there to help out with the server, and he's doing this out of pocket. Like no way. And we, like I and another one of the
The whole
players.
fucking server, if I recall,
No, yeah,
like
but
y'all pitched in.
yeah, we all pitched in, but it was Vicky and I. We started the effort, I think. And we were like, yeah, we gotta do something to fix this. And so we started pulling everybody in. We pulled Bean, Soul, PB. Um, was Dave with
Dave,
us then? Yeah,
yeah, Dave was with us.
Dave was with us. Um, who else was there? Well, Justin, of course,
LMG.
LMG. And we were like, dude, guys, we have 24 hours. I'm gonna ask Chase to log on to the server tomorrow and to simply go to the base, to his base.
Yeah, because it
We
was the normal
need,
stream time as well. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. We need to fix this. Everybody pitch in. I'm gonna start building him a house. You guys pitch in with materials, pitch in with whatever you guys need to make this a reality.
Yeah.
And everybody was
Y'all should have recorded that.
immediately.
That would have been that would have been great if you guys recorded
Yeah, we did not
the whole
think about
thing.
it.
Yeah. That's just the me, like the concept, like the documentary content creator to me would have been like, that would be fucking super slick. That like whole behind the scenes type of thing.
Yeah, we should have, but
I never deserved any of that. Like you guys should not
oh
have
no, of
wasted your
course, dude.
like you
Nah,
guys
come
did
on, bro.
not deserve
You
that.
you
I
were
did not
doing
deserve
all
that
the
at all.
nah, you were doing all the maintenance and everything. Like,
So
come
what? I'm
on.
just trying to make you guys happy.
So we pulled up. We started building everything out of scratch. We had a couple of screenshots of his old base, so we tried to do as much as we could in the same style, but
They
Chase
were,
has a
yeah.
yeah, Chase has a really particular style, and we were not able to copy it perfectly,
So I still fucking loved what you guys did, anyways.
but it was cool. I even put up a picture. It was one of your actual photographs. I put it
Yeah.
on the
Yep.
wall of your thing, and we made some basic stuff for him to get back on his
Yeah.
feet. It was really cool. It was a one moment,
So,
and I call him up and like, hey, dude, we need you on the server. Like, can you log in?
well, no. So so you're missing a part of the story.
Okay.
So what had happened was, as you guys were doing the final touches, because I had gotten home earlier than you guys had did,
Hmm.
because I started chatting in the Discord
Yeah.
because as you guys were doing the finishing touches, um, you had hit the fountain and supplementaries
Oh yeah,
and fucking crashed the server again.
I remember.
And you guys started fucking panicking, and
Like,
you're like, you were messaging me like, we are so sorry to say this, but it's like fucked up again. Like the server's fucked. Da, 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 da. Like you guys were, I rebooted everything. We got everything back up.
hmm.
Um, and you guys, like, as I was logging in, you were messaging me in the Discord because I was just not up in the mood for a call.
Yeah.
As I was booting up the Discord or booting up the game, you had sent me a message in Discord saying, "Don't go to your base.
Yeah.
Don't go there. Just stay the fuck away from your base." But I had logged out because since my chunks had gotten reset,
Yeah.
I was logging in onto my alt admin account, and I had signed out of that account, like staring
In that
down,
area.
yeah, staring down at the once empty plot of land, like perfectly framed.
Yeah.
So as far as these guys were concerned, it was, I think, Kanaz, PB, and Vicky were
Yeah.
all together, and all of a sudden, you just like looked up, and there, because you see Mirrorless joins the game,
Yeah.
and I just see in the chat one of you guys go, "Oh," and then, because at this point my hands at the keyboard, I'm staring down like wide-eyed, like what the fuck is this?
Yep.
And it's you, PBA, it's you three, like sitting next to the fountain, looking up at me, going, "Shit."
Yep.
Because this is omnipotent being just hovering in the sky. It's like, surprise, it's broken.
Surprise, we fix it.
But not really, it's broken. But we eventually figured out that
Yeah, it was a mod.
I was like, I had, well, because when we were initially like testing it again, and like we realized it was like, we saw the supplementary thing was broken, my heart fucking dropped because I genuinely thought I would have had to clear that area again because we couldn't break it either. Because every time we broke it, the fucking thing crashed and
Yep.
rolled back.
Yep.
So I genuinely thought I was going to have to do what I did again, and all your guys' progress would have been lost. And if that did happen, you guys would not have heard from me from a long ass time.
Yeah.
I would have donated, I would have given you guys so many resources, and I would have gone ghost. You literally, the only, like, I would have silently fixed everything, and yeah, I would have been gone. Because I would have been so just devastated. You guys put so much time and effort into fixing it, and fuck, go and erase it again because the server that I built was shit. I still, like, you guys should not have done that. That was just overkill.
Eh, we're doing it for a friend, and it turned out fine.
But still, though.
Hey, we got you back, and that was all that mattered. That's all that we really wanted, to have you
I
back.
told you I was gonna come back anyways. I was just gonna live at the fucking
I mean, yeah, but we didn't want you to have a hard reset.
vinery shop, whatever the hell we called it. I
Oh
would
yeah.
have figured it out. I mean,
Still.
if I recall correctly, I had like a lot of my backpacks on me, and I had the foresight of keeping all my create stuff in those bags,
Yeah.
along with like my valuables and shit, like my diamonds, emeralds, and all that kind of shit. So like it wasn't that hard of a reset because my character never got reset, and I still had all that stuff.
Yeah, but
But it's just like
still.
everything else.
Yeah, but you didn't have your base and stuff, so we
Yeah.
figured as much.
Yeah, I would have made it work. Like I said, we had what the fuck did we call that place? Our drink place.
I don't remember. But yeah, but we were doing
Christ
a
alive.
refinery. Yeah. We had our vineyard.
It was inspired off of some like shitty jokes that we made in Stardew the night prior, because that the one of the most famous clips of ours is like, so yesterday we're playing Stardew Valley.
Boom! Yep. I remember.
Fucking blast with a 50 cal.
Yes,
blank
so
range,
playing the Stardew
motherfucker.
Valley pulls up a sniper rifle and one shots you to the face.
I think it was like I don't want to say spurt. What the fuck was it?
Something like that. I don't
Like
remember.
S something.
Yeah. It'll come back to us eventually.
It was like a play on Sprite. It was like Sprunk.
I think it was Sprung.
I think it was Sprunk. I can't fucking remember. Living the nostalgia. Jesus Christ. Fucking, so we were streaming earlier today, folks, and speaking of nostalgia, Justin scrolling up through the our clips channel in our Discord. He's just like, fucking hell, where is it? Have we been seriously doing this for this? It's like, yeah.
Yes, we have.
Yeah, we've been around for a while.
Yeah.
You know what's gonna be like the end all be all of fuck we're old is
What?
when we eventually have the Chaoticon
Oh
and
yeah.
we're at our panel, and some kids would be like, "I've been watching your videos
I mean,
X age or whatever," and we're like, "How old are you now?" I'm like, "What year were you born in?" 2023.
yeah.
Fuck. Shit.
I mean,
Fuck.
bold of you to assume we're gonna grow that big, but yeah.
I'm being optimistic.
Yeah, I know. Oh my
Please,
god.
please, something gonna fucking happen. I don't care if Chaoticon is just us four sitting in front of like 5 people. And, like it's just like in the middle of like backwoods, middle of fucking nowhere. Just like this is Chaoticon. It's just
It's
like
it's
a
just
get
gonna
together.
be it's just gonna be us four
Fuck.
sitting in a room, and Mila is gonna be the only one in attendance.
No, her millionaire boyfriend.
Yeah,
Oh God.
that's gonna be funny as hell.
Nah, I've got faith. I've got
Yeah,
faith because I'm just gonna fucking like. I took a week off from editing. I'm gonna like go hard this week and next week and the week after and just keep on going hard until I die.
we
I
make
don't
it.
know.
We'll figure it out. But with that being said, I think this is where we can call it an episode.
That was a good episode.
It was a really good episode. It was really fun. Going down a little bit of memory lane.
Yeah. I feel like in the next episode we should like discuss more like what maybe like our favorite games that we played in League of Chaos or maybe favorite League of Chaos memories.
Yeah, we'll see.
Ooh, we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see whatever we think about next week.
Yeah.
All
Get a whole
right.
week to think about it.
Go for it.
Alrighty, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed listening to this episode of the Chaoticast. We'll see you in the next one. All the links in the description for our YouTube channels, Twitch channels, Discord. Check them out.
Shops, everything.
All that kind of stuff.
Have
Till you
fun.
hear us in the next one, remember, good luck, have fun, and take care. Ta-ra.
Ta-ra.